Hey, good afternoon. Hello, and welcome to Mental Fitness is the New Physical Health Short Clips. I'm Jeffrey Berger, founder of Abundance and Optimum Wellness, where I believe everyone should be living a life of abundance in optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially for those who choose. Before introducing my special guest today, I would like to also share with you I am a certified health and integrative wellness coach. I am also a newly certified holistic mental wellness coach, and I'm aligned with the only holistic mental wellness company that is actually focusing on the microbiome, which is the gut brain heart axis health, which is a science that's actually disrupting the health and wellness industry today, as we have a platform of programs and protocols that are science-backed, clinically trialed, plant-based, and award winning. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my special guest, TJ Santiago. He resides in Miami, Florida. He migrated from Linden, New Jersey, another Northeaster moving down to the warmer weathers down in Florida. And TJ has a bachelor's in exercise science from Adelphi University. He was a former trainer at BioPitch, former traffic officer. He's a cyclist and a former pro baseball pitcher. And he's an athlete development coach, finally a mental and physical performance advocate. And he is a sports performance specialist at Redline Athletics. And TJ loves to help fitness coaches achieve mental fitness to earn more money. So welcome, TJ, and thanks for taking time from your busy schedule to chat with me today.
Definitely, Jeff. I really appreciate you having me here. And I love talking about all of this mental and physical health and what we'd love to do. So here we are, man.
All right. So let's just jump right into the questions here. So what made you choose your career as a high performer fitness trainer?
Yeah, so growing up, I've played sports my whole life, primarily basketball and baseball. And I was just always around fitness and sports and being an athlete. So that's what my life was. And that's really all I knew. So I was thinking, as I move on from high school to college where you got to pick a career at 18, what else would I do? So I wanted to do physical therapy first and quickly found that wasn't working out, but exercise science was still right up my alley. I would still be able to work with athletes in sports, helping others with their performance. It wasn't so much mentally first, it was more physically first.
Sure.
But still something that I had a passion for. So since I had a passion for it, I felt that I wanted to continue with that. And you know how they always say, if you're not really working when you enjoy what you do.
Exactly. That is so true. That is so true. And also enjoying with the people that you love doing it with, which makes it really extra special. So you grew up as an athlete and now it's your profession. And what have you been doing for you know, during these years that you've been professionally pursuing this? What have been some of the roadblocks that you were running into with some of your clients?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I've been training athletes pretty much since I finished college, which was 2017. September of 2017 is when I really started working with athletes.
Right.
And over those years, I've noticed a couple of things. Recovery has definitely been something that's lacked. The mental capacity to deal with struggles or or pressure, someone putting pressure on you to perform better, things along that nature. Also, like athletes having the resources, like the proper resources and knowledge for them
Yep.
to be aware of why they're not recovering better, of why their mental capacity is not at the limit where they want it to be so that they can perform better. Because that's the whole point as an athlete. You want to perform better because you want to be the
Correct.
best. And when you're better, you have more fun doing that, right?
Exactly.
So, I mean, resources, knowledge, recovery, not better. I've gotten so many nutrition questions on what they should eat and what's good, what's not. Along with that comes supplements because almost all athletes take supplements because
Right.
they do aid in our nutrition.
Exactly.
So what protein should I use? Should I use BCAAs or not? Creatine, I mean, vitamins, fish oil, you name it. I've gotten the question, and I wasn't always able to provide that answer for them, you know?
Great. Yes. And that it's a learning process as as you develop your and hone in on your professional career, you're always learning, growing, learning the new things, the up and coming. And that brings us to the point of, you had mentioned you work more from a physical perspective, but recent years, just in the last couple of years, mental health has been in the forefront of mainstream media. It's been the talk of a lot of people in the music industry, as well as famous movie stars, so forth, and talk show hosts. And so you've incorporated a holistic mental wellness platform that focuses on the microbiome into your business model. And you talk about people asking you for nutritional advice. And the microbiome is about the gut, brain, heart axis health, which is the science, as I mentioned earlier, that's disrupting the health and wellness industry. So, what were some of the key factors when you were looking at this to incorporate it into your professional career, helping your clients?
Right. So right away, it started with me. As an athlete still to this day, what is going to help my performance and my daily living, so it can be optimized, right? So I can
Sure.
have better quality of life, but also my performance can be better. So once I, started digging into the science a little more and seeing how everything is connected and how your gut is going to affect, your heart and the way your brain works and how that affects everything else in your body. It's all a whole system. That's what really enlightened me to, give this a try, right?
Right.
So I gave it a try, and then once I was getting results myself, I'm like, I've never had anything like this before, and I've been using supplements for since I was like 16 years old. And I even got better with my diet throughout the years, and it didn't do a whole lot for me. Neither the
Mhm.
supplements nor just bettering my nutrition. And if I'm struggling with that, how many other people are struggling with that?
Yes, exactly.
So, digging into the science of the products, the ingredients, and what they do, and then seeing what it's done for myself, it's really just a home run.
Exactly. That's so true because there's so much out there, but what I have found, and I'm sure you'll agree with me on that, is that the science today, we're so much further advanced in science research and clinical studies, and we're able to now be able to bring out those essence, the elements within the plants that are particular to specific anomalies that aid in gut repair, aid in mental acuity. And we're actually feeding our body temple, which is what I call this, the right nutrients, because we do need those nutrients from a plant-based perspective. So, with that, what and how has this changed you in your personal life, as well as your business in general and for your clients?
Yeah, definitely. Before I answer that question, I did want to add on to one thing from the prior question.
Sure.
And one thing that was huge is like when we talked about nutrition, it's like, all right, I need to eat better stuff so my body can work better, right?
Right.
Well, something I never knew was that if your gut was out of whack, you will not absorb those nutrients. And you just mentioned getting the right nutrients. So it doesn't matter if you are getting the right nutrients because you won't absorb and utilize those nutrients.
That's correct.
Right?
You need to repair what's already damaged, and that's what we've learned. You have to repair a leaky gut before it can you can absorb those good nutrients.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just escaping. So
Yeah.
yeah, great point. Excellent point.
Yeah. So
So
to,
go
to
ahead.
move to move on to your next question, yeah,
Yep.
what it's done for me in my personal life. So for since I started college, I've dealt with anxiety, whether it's with time management or being anxious for something to happen that I know can happen, or not getting an answer as quickly as I want.
Right.
All that stuff brings anxiety. So those things would hit me for sure. And besides that, I was a light sleeper for years since like college started. I for some reason like I was just a lighter sleeper, and that takes a toll on your recovery and just
Sure.
how you want to go about your days, your focus, and everything. Anxiety, sleep. I used to deal with constipation often too.
Okay. Yeah.
In high school and later in high school and in college, dealt with constipation, and I lacked awareness of that. I thought it was pretty normal. So those are like three areas that really hit home for me.
Okay.
Um, Focus was another one, more so out of sports, a little bit in sports, but more so out of sports. Was where focus kind of lacked. So those will be four areas right there for me that I can say off the bat have been way better.
That's incredible. Yeah. Much more clarity, more focus, no brain fog, more energy, better sleep. That's absolutely amazing. And as you said, if you don't get the proper sleep, you're throwing your entire system off in many ways, physically and mentally. So that's very true.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's all stress that just builds up
Yes,
continually,
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
then
and as we know, most of the neurotransmitters that communicate with the brain are in the gut, and if you're not feeding it the right nutrients to make that connection up the vagus nerve to talk to that brain, it's not going to happen.
over 60% of neurotransmitters in the gut. Another like
Absolutely.
mind blowing one that I never knew before.
Yes, absolutely. Who would have ever thought? So, so with that, what is your recommendation for other fitness trainers or franchise owners or other health and wellness entrepreneurs who are, potentially looking to either start a new health and wellness business or even consider looking at adding something to their existing business model? Because there's so many of them out there just kind of really looking, but there's so much out there, they don't know where to really hone in on specificity of what they really are looking for. What would be some of your recommendations?
I say first you have to have an open mind. Um, for myself, I was skeptical for 2 months before I took this journey, and I said yes. Excuse me. So I say be open minded for sure.
Mhm.
Look into the studies that have been done,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because the clinical studies that have been done show proven background of what is going on here. So you can't beat those numbers, those statistics, whatever you want to call them, right? That's
Exactly.
number one. Number two, what is the company focus? What is their mission? How are they trying to help people? That is a huge part of what you want to join, right? Because there can be a company that is just money focused, which is, yes, the money is great, but the impact you're making for a human being is why you're here first.
Exactly.
And that impact, yes, can bring income. So look at the studies, the community, the company focus, their integrity, what they have so far, right? What's right here. Then after that, you can look at the opportunity of what of the income you can make, how far you can
Absolutely.
go. Because so many people talk about residual income when it comes to like buying property, and that money comes in every month and whatever
Right.
else. You know, and
Yep.
this is that.
Exactly.
This is that income. It's more residual income that, especially for whether it's a franchise owner or someone working in an office that has to do with health, wellness, whatever it is,
Hmm.
fitness. This is something that's right up in their alley.
Yes, absolutely. And the other thing I'll throw into there too is that Global Wellness Institute had their symposium in November of 2020, and the big talk was mental health. Mental health is the next $1 trillion industry. I loved a lot of aspects of their highlights from that symposium. However, the number one key point for me was they are aggressively looking for companies that are developing protocols, non-pharmaceutical protocols that actually are safe and work. And we're already 4 to 5 years ahead of everybody else because we are science-backed, clinically trial, plant-based, vegan-friendly, and award-winning. So that's another thing to really look at. So that really brings us to the end of the interview, as so many others, such as, we've got naturopaths, pharmacists, pediatricians, chiropractors, health and fitness coaches. We've got functional medicine, mental health counselors, and so many other health and wellness industry people who are incorporating this platform into their existing business model. And they've had unprecedented success with this platform. And one of the things that I read that they all resonate with, and it's interesting, I've spoken to 15 of these individuals, and each of them have said that this has been the missing link to their business. So if you are one of those entrepreneurs who are open to getting information, reach out to me, and I'd be humbled to share that with you, or reach out to TJ as well. So thanks, TJ, for sharing your thoughts and your wisdom today. I so appreciate you and all that you're doing to helping lead the holistic global mental wellness revolution. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.